Thanks for tuning in to Say What Now? Reddit Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And now, on to the story of Am I overreacting that my friend cried at my engagement party and blames me? I have a friend of about 10 years, let's call her L, that I asked to help with my wedding by being my day of coordinator. I'm a wedding planner myself, and I just need someone I can trust to pull off the timing. She is a wedding planner as well in New York City for high end clients, so I know just how skilled she is firsthand. She was thrilled to work with me. For about 8 months, we would meet for coffee and chat ever so often so that I can catch her up on my plans. It felt like the perfect fit. Fast forward to my engagement party. My maid of honor hosted the party, and my bridesmaids put it all together. It was a beautiful masterpiece and could not have been any better. It was magical. Up until about an hour before the end. All of a sudden, my friend Elle is in tears, literal tears. She informs me that she remembered that today was the anniversary of a really traumatic event in her life, and she was having a panic attack. I was so concerned for her, and I wanted her to have her privacy and know that I was there for her. I sat with her after my maid of honor consoled her, and we hugged and cried together as I talked her through it. She said she wanted to rejoin the group, but ultimately ended up leaving after going to the bathroom without saying anything to anyone. We sent her some texts, but knew she would need some time and space before she replied. The next morning, I wake up to a voicemail from Elle saying that she'll no longer be my coordinator because she felt unsupported and betrayed while she was going through a crisis. She felt the party shouldn't have continued, so she just wanted everything to stop. And we should have focused on cheering her up as a group. So, yes, okay. She also felt unthanked for planning my party. Needless to say, I was pretty shocked. Not only by her accusations, but my bridesmaids planned the party. My maid of honor was the host. I had nothing to do with the party, besides showing up, of course. But am I missing something? I apologized to her and told her I really thought I had tried my best to comfort her and help, but that wasn't enough for her, and it sounded like excuses, she says. I can't stop thinking about how I just feel like I have whiplash about this whole thing. It was supposed to be and was at first one of our happiest weeks leading up to our wedding, but the hours and days following it have just felt like a dark cloud. Now here we are 6 months away from the wedding with a lot of loose ends and a bruised heart. Am I overreacting? No. It's a bit confusing, to be honest. Not on the bride's end, but on the friend's end. But there are 3 updates. They're not that long, but there are 3 updates. So let's see. Update. Hey everyone, I have an update. My ex wedding coordinator, I think that's funny that that's what she's calling her, but cool. My ex wedding coordinator, after an apparent deliberation in the past few weeks, is saying she realizes now how selfish she has been and how poorly she treated me at and surrounding the party. I really feel like my maid of honor must have said something to her. I only know what I've been able to gather from her 45-second voicemails that she's been leaving me before they cut her off. She seems to be sincere in wanting to apologize face to face, and that's okay, I guess, but I'm just struggling with whether or not it's even right for me to be friends with someone like this. Even if they're not invited to the wedding and don't live near me, how do you be friends with someone you wouldn't invite to your wedding? Not just because the guest list is full, but just in general. I haven't heard her out yet, but she's asking for some form of communication with I don't even think I'm willing to have a conversation with her to take her apology, but would probably prefer for her to write it to me instead whether that to be email, text, or if she prefers handwriting. I just don't want to be caught in a torrent of rebuttals and buts tacked onto the end of what was supposed to be an apology to me. I'm terrified of getting baited into a conversation where I feel again cornered and bullied because she turns it around on me somewhere. My head is a little spinning. Second update. Again, thank you all for the encouragement and reading the post. Just to clarify, I never received an apology at the voicemail she left. So whether or not I speak to her again, I don't consider it apology accepted. She's not forgiven. Also, she was never going to be my wedding coordinator after the day she tried to withdraw. There is no changing that. I am an experienced wedding planner myself, as I stated previously, and have learned that when a vendor lets you down big the first time, you let them go forever. It wasn't going to be that way with our friendship up until all of this went down. I let her know that I did receive her voicemails, but I don't wish to speak to her and have nothing left to say outside of what my maid of honor likely said to her, especially from all the crying I did to my maid of honor while I was processing all of this. I let her know a few more things I felt she should know and that she could write to me, but I won't be responding. It's a back and forth type of situation. This isn't her debate. I will be updating her again if and when she writes back. Third and last update. I did receive an email from Elle today, and she was too pissed off at me for unfriending slash unfollowing her on social media. So she told me that she didn't have time for my bullish, and it was just as short as that. So there's nothing left for me to say or do. Maybe I won't forgive her, but I'll do my best to forget about it. Thanks to everyone that commented and was invested. You know, they often say sometimes it's good to mix some friends with certain things that are supposed to be important to you, and you don't mix business and pleasure. I feel like if this isn't a friend that you are completely close with that you know can handle tasks and things of that nature, don't put them in charge of important things. One. Two, I understand if maybe she forgot about the fact that that particular day was something that very much well could have been a traumatic event that happened to her, and maybe it triggered something in her. But I feel like after she, you know, had her cry and had her moment and everything, to then turn it around to say that, oh, you all should have stopped the party and you basically should have took the focus off of you and put all your focus on me as if uh, it's not good to say like as if the day isn't supposed to be about her, but I mean essentially the day was supposed to be about her. I mean it really was, honestly. Like, sorry. But that's the truth. Now, did she do the friend thing and make sure that you were fine, cry with you, make sure you were good, walked with you to the bathroom, heard you talk about rejoining? She did all of the things that as a friend you're supposed to do. What more do you want from me? Like, I'm not understanding like, did you want her to lay down and let her and lay on her? Like, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I even more don't understand. Even at the end, I feel like the person that was the original poster, just don't even ask for her to call back to you. If you felt like the only way that you wanted to hear from her was something in written form, you really didn't want to hear anything from her. And that should have been it. You not talking to her just should have been it. Quite honestly. Even if you're like, oh, she could have baited me in. No, just don't talk to her. It's just as simple. I never understand why people have such a hard time. Just sometimes you got to stop talking to people, especially when they do you wrong. I mean, well, I guess depending on the severity of it. Because sometimes it is workable. But sometimes in that type of situation, like a wedding is already something that's stressful. And for you to bring extra added stress, it's crazy. But let me know what y'all think. Send a comment through, send a like, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.